I'd seen all these negative things saying, oh, if you're a Trump supporter, you're a Nazi, you're this, you're that. And I'm not those things. I love my country. I love my president. I disagree because I have literally gotten death threats for expressing my public opinion on politics, on support of the president. I mean, I'm not going to stop expressing my opinion, but I still disagree that I feel safe doing so. I think most Americans don't at this time.
I do not believe that suppressing my opinions from people does anything good for the betterment of society. But as a member of the LGBT community, it's pretty hard to hold those views, and I just purposefully make a decision that I'm going to be responsible for my own safety, and I don't let anybody intimidate me that way.
For me, I'm a skateboarder in an industry that is pretty much dominantly liberal, where the graphics are of Trump shaking hands with the KKK. I've been spit on before. I've been cursed at. I've had my board try to be broken from skateboarders. Even though I don't feel safe wearing it publicly, I will continue to do so because I will not have my voice silenced.
Issues about the Black community are not important. 3, 2, 1.
I somewhat agree that they're not important. Let me explain why. Because the same issues of the Black community affect all communities. And if we are Americans, if we truly consider ourselves Americans, my issues are no different from his issue, or her issues, or her issues, or her issues, or his issues. Whether you're white, or black, or brown, or green.
I'm going to say I strongly disagree, and all due respect, I disagree because there are different issues in the Black community than are in other communities. There's higher crime rates, there's higher abortion rates, there's crime and violence within this community. There's a lot of hatred within my community, being Black, against police officers. And those are specific to the Black community.
That is a very good point, but we as Americans, whether you're black, brown, or white, you have a certain obligation to the civil society. So I have the obligation to stop when the police officer says stop. So I'm giving that as an example, which has happened in many cases.
Absolutely,
where abuse has followed because the black runs and he fights back.
I agree with that, but what you just said, you took 20 seconds to explain a Black issue. So it is a problem, but of course everyone is responsible for that problem. But this community is hurting and they're just as American as everybody else.
America should build a wall. 3, 2, 1.
I strongly agree that we need the wall. And it's not a matter of racial issues, but national security. Let me say that first. First off, 1 out of every 3 illegals comes with a federal crime, whether it's murder, or rape, or even drug cartel. Also, we talked about Black issues. What about the illegal immigrants that come that are dreamers? But what about the American Black dreamer? His dream is to be a lawyer, his dream is to go to college, and his dream is to become something and get out the hood. But sadly, we allow these illegals to, 1, pass those who are waiting for a long time to illegally come to the country, because there is a difference, and it's almost a slap in the face.
I do know at my school, it's a public university, they give out free college to undocumented students. Yet here I am. I come from a middle-class family, but I don't get any scholarships. Like, I get very little. I can barely afford college. Yet these people who aren't even US citizens, they get all these benefits that I myself, as an American citizen, can't get.
Yeah.
I somewhat agree to this. I think the wall is useful and essential. But the real issue is, what can we do to make our country have an easier system for people to come in a legal fashion? It's the procedure that is too difficult, too long, too cumbersome. We love to have them come in. They benefit us. They help us to grow. They provide new ideas. But let's be rational about this and to keep it equal with the citizens of this country who are already here.
I support the LGBT community. 3, 2, 1.
I guess the reason why I somewhat agree, it depends what you mean by support. If anyone dares to mess with her, I'm gonna kick their ass. So like, she's got my support 100%. But if you're asking me as a Christian, I'm gonna love someone no matter what they are. We're all, like I said, it's an American issue and we're all supposed to get this together.
If it's contrary to natural law, which it is in my view, then I don't agree with it. However, I can like you as a person. With the LGBT community, that is pretty much has morphed into a gay rights organization. So they fight for rights that are outside of the natural rights of the Declaration of Independence. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness within the boundaries of natural law. So that's why I don't support the LGBT community in their activism. But I do support them as individual human beings with the same rights as I have. No extra rights, no extra right to marry same sex, but the same right as I have.
But your rights say you can marry whoever you want, right?
Oh, very good. Okay, good point. Good.
There are a lot of features in the LGBT community that are a little bit hard to deal with. I don't identify with a lot of those people. I identify as a transgender person, not necessarily as a gay or lesbian person. My wife, on the other hand, all of a sudden found herself in a same-sex marriage. It was not something that she signed up for. Same-sex marriage is a different thing, but who cares who you love? I'm very active in the Republican Party, and I'm trying to make a big inroads with the religious freedom and the super conservative religious people, because they need to learn to deal with me, because I'm not going anywhere. You know, you live your life. It doesn't agree with my life. I shouldn't feel compelled to affect your life because I don't agree with it.
Trump is a good role model for our children. 3, 2, 1.
Hell yeah. Probably gonna get a lot of flack for this, but I strongly agree. He's strong and he is fighting for Americans. He listens to what we want. And yeah, he doesn't always tweet the best stuff, but I mean, everybody's done that. But the fact of the matter is he has principles, and now he's standing for what he believes in, and he's taking us to the future, a safer, better, stronger America for all of us.
The reason why I somewhat agree is because I don't think any president should be a role model for children. I think they should be a role model for American men and grown adults. So I don't think Trump should be a role model for children, because if so, he had to be PC all the damn time, which does nothing but hurt Americans. He's the old school, tell you straight up to your face, the doctor that tells you the truth. He tells you gotta lose 100 pounds and stop smoking and you'll die. And you get mad, you might get insulted, but you find out he's the only one telling you the truth.
I somewhat agree as well, because I think that he's a good role model because he sets out what he's going to do and then he goes and does it. And he's also a good role model because of some of the things he says which is not acceptable, and that is what real life is about. It's not that somebody is perfect and never makes a mistake. People make mistakes, they repent from their mistakes, and they go out and do something positive.
You can lose important things for supporting Donald Trump. 3, 2, 1.
Such a hard one.
I did lose a couple friends. I went to school with the Trump shirt on and I brought a Trump flag and waved it around. I had a couple teachers get really mad at me, and that may have affected my grades at the end of the year. Even though I lost some relationships, I've built really good friends. I just really get along with people who think similar to me or accept what I think. They don't have to agree with me, but if you're in a community where people can accept you for who you are, those are the true people you need to surround yourself in.
I mean, I lost friends, family members, supporters, business associates when I came out for Donald Trump in 2017. February at the Grammys. I wore a dress that said, "Make America Great Again." So I knew I would, create a stir, but hitting #1 on iTunes, Amazon, Billboard, my album rose to #1 because of Trump supporters. So I've lost things, but I've also maintained this new community based on who I truly am.
You know, any relationship that you lose as a result of supporting Trump is no real relationship anyway, because he's only there temporarily. I mean, this is what everybody keeps forgetting. I mean, this guy is only going to be here for what, another 4 or 5 years? And so I want to remind everybody of that. You know, it's not the end of the world. Not yet. It's getting there, but not yet.
Trump is making America great again.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
I mean, it's kind of easy. That's too easy.
Oh, come on, you can get over here. I strongly agree. There's some issues. The man has got some idiosyncrasies that drive us all a little bit nuts. But overall, I mean, he's a businessman. He knows how to make business happen.
I mean, we're talking. The fact that we're even talking, sure, some people are grumpy and don't like what he tweets, but you're having conversations about it. He's waking up. So he is making America great again. He's making America, dare I say it, woke again?
Trump is making America great again, but the people around him are trying to undermine him, even in his own party. He can only do so much. Yeah. He's not a dictator, and this is where we have to remember that.
We're hugging. That's right. I know, like I've been
lucky. The kids you talk to really lucky.
like to keep in touch with
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Good job.
I just want to,